To the race now for Buffalo mayor. A construction company from Cheektowaga and its owner are spending big bucks backing one of the candidates, acting Mayor Chris Scanlon. As Common Council president, he and most of his colleagues voted to approve lucrative paving contracts for that business, even though the state found it had engaged in, quote, willful wage theft. Now, the contractor we're talking about here is D&H Paving. It's been doing work for the city of Buffalo for years, and it's faced wage theft allegations for years. Investigative Post reports that last summer it provided the lowest bids for 2 contracts with the city worth nearly $7 million. In early July of last year, some council members delayed approval, expressing concerns about the wage theft investigation that was still ongoing. At that point, D&H's owner donated $500 to then Council President Chris Scanlon. Well, on July 19th, the State Labor Department wrapped up its probe and fined the company for wage theft. Despite that, a week and a half later, 7 council members voted to approve those 2 contracts. Only 1 council member voted no.
It seems like this company keeps skirting certain rules, and I'm unhappy with that, so I'm in the negative on both of them.
Fast forward to January, Investigative Post reviewed now acting Mayor Chris Scanlon's calendar and found that he met with that paving company's owner, Michael Wooten, who said he used the meeting to tell the mayor that he had fixed all of those previous wage errors. But that same day, he donated $1,000 to Scanlon, and since then, he and his companies have contributed $16,000 more, making him the acting mayor's 3rd largest donor. Shoemaker with Investigative Post joins me now live. So the entire council, with the exception of Joe Golombek and then Mitch Nowakowski, who was absent, they all voted to award this contract, but there's particular focus here on the acting mayor with these allegations. What is Scanlon's team saying?
Yeah, they say that, well, to quote the Deputy Mayor Brian Gould, there's no there there. Yeah. He says that this is a longtime paving contractor that's been doing good quality work for the city, and that if the city vendors who are awarded millions of dollars in contracts every year make the choice to donate to the acting mayor's political campaign, well, that's their prerogative. That's the argument coming out of City Hall.
And then in terms of the company, and it gets a little bit convoluted here in terms of the specific allegations of wage theft, right? It has to do with you have to have a certain percentage of apprentices on the job site, and then it's whether or not you're paying apprentices what they should be paid versus other folks a higher wage of what they should be paid. What is the company saying about all this?
Well, the company says that they are not at fault here. That's the long and the short of their answer. Now, this apprentice stuff does get a little complicated. The long and the short of it is that according to researchers and eventually the Department of Labor, they had apprentices working on job sites when they were not registered with the state. You have to be a registered apprentice to earn apprenticeship wages, which are about half of what other journeyman workers earn. So that's a lot of money for somebody on a hard job like paving. They were found to have unregistered apprentices. They say this is, not their fault. They use another firm called ABC Empire Center to register these people with the state. They put the blame, Michael Wooten puts the blame on ABC. ABC, for their part, they say, well, we did submit all the paperwork. We didn't do anything wrong here. Nonetheless, the Labor Department says, these violations were willful. There's been 2 so far. The company further says that he's donating to Scanlon because Scanlon is energetic and interested in funding infrastructure projects, much like his paving contracts, and therefore he is wanting to donate to him.
And to be clear, when it comes to these contractors like this, I mean, oftentimes they donate to local officials, no matter their political persuasion, or it's not like Chris Scanlon is taking money here that another candidate wouldn't take, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a pattern. City vendors tend to donate to whoever is in office. This case is a little bit unique in the sense that he didn't donate to Byron Brown. Byron Brown was in office for nearly 20 years. He gave him $50 over that entire time. Wow. That is not the case with Scanlon. And I will also note that unlike other city vendors, he has given far and away much more money. The next highest vendor is donating like $8,000, $9,000 to Chris Scanlon. He's donated $17,500 over the last year alone. Now, I will say that since we started asking City Hall about this relationship between the acting mayor and this paving company, they say that they will in fact issue a fine to this company because of a violation of a local apprenticeship law. They have not said what that fine will be, but they say the fine will happen. City law also allows them to basically bar this company from bidding on contracts. They said that could happen, but it sounds like it's not likely.
It's not required, but they could in the future. I know you'll stay on top of it. Go to investigativepost.org to read more. Wage theft, such a big issue. J-Dell, thank you.
Thanks.